YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel on the web for all things geeky and cool. And welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another Funko review and first impressions and unboxing video. Starting right into the breakdown segment, getting rid of the introduction portion of this video, getting down and dirty, if you will, with a brand new Star Wars pop. It dropped about a month and a half ago as far as recording of this video. I believe it was the beginning of January 2021. So who are we talking about in this video? We're going back to Star Wars. We're going to Bo-Katan Kryze, the brand new pop that came out, as I mentioned, about 2 months ago. And I didn't know a lot about this character because I did not watch the Clone Wars animated series. That's where she debuted. A huge big backstory with the Darksaber and the Mandalorians, and the tribes of Mandalorians rather, but I didn't know much about her. I really picked her up specifically because A, she looked really cool, and B, because the great acting from Katie Sackhoff, for the well-known established Battlestar Galactica actress that played Starbuck. I loved her in Battlestar, and I had to pick up a Funko representation, at least from the animated series perspective, of that character. Really cool looking pop. Looks a little bit different. Again, this is a first impressions and unboxing as well as a review, because I haven't taken her out of the package yet, but I think she looks really good. So let's go into the breakdown segment right now. And the very first thing we do in a breakdown segment is look at the packaging and presentation. This is your basic standard Funko box we've seen before. Let's break it down at top to bottom. We have Pop logo right here, nothing important underneath it. Usually we'll say Pop animation. This time it didn't have it. The Star Wars logo, of course, Pop number 4112 in the series. Nice window box display of Bo-Katan Kryze. She's really known as Bo-Katan. The Kryze, many people don't call her Kryze or Kryze. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. Great shot of her right now, artwork that we see normally for Funko right there. Great shot of her on the side, which she would look like we take her out of packaging. Again, Pop logo there. Picture of the character, number 412. On this side, we have Bo-Katan Kryze, number 412. And all the pops that be available in this particular wave. Your standard display back, black, white, and a sort of grayed portion in the background there. A nice shot of her on the side. Let's bring her around on the turntable here. Put her around in 360 so you can see what she looks like in the packaging. Like the way she looks. I've been really digging the Mandalorian show. I watched the whole thing through with my wife, and she really liked it as well. Loved the Bo-Katan character. A lot of cool backstory with that character, a lot of history that's involved in that character. And I said, you know what? I had to pick up this pop. It seems to be very hard to come by this pop now. This is a common pop. You can get it anywhere that Funko would normally sell this sort of product. I got her online because I couldn't find it in any stores. So with that being said, guys, let's get her out of packaging and get into the breakdown segment. Alright guys, we have our Bo-Katan Funko Pop out of packaging. The next thing we do, we take a pop out of packaging, is we look at the paint and articulation. I'm going to jump back to her momentarily. I want to showcase this off, because this is kind of a cool little insert that came in the back of the packaging. This sort of cloud background. Looks really nice. It just is a piece of cardboard. You don't really need it for the pop. If you wanted to, let's say, display this with her, you possibly could. It would have been nice if it would have had a little slot to just kind of put this in place, but there isn't one on this pop. Normally, pops don't have a way of locking in background cardboard pieces like this. It's just a nice little insert that Funko did. They didn't have to do this, but it looks really cool. Sort of fits well with the color of the character, this light teal color, which we'll talk about momentarily. Now let's focus on Bo-Katan here. Of course, this is a Star Wars pop, and all Star Wars pops and Marvel pops are known to be bobbleheads. I said it before many times, not a very big fan of bobbleheads, but that is what it is. The springs can be messed up. You have to twist it a little bit if you want to move the head where you want it to. That is sort of a necessity of what they did with Funko here with Marvel and Star Wars. Again, I think it's a licensing reason why they went that particular road. But all things considered, she looks really good. Let's get a close-up here of her helmet, wearing the really cool Mandalorian helmet that we've seen, in this case, from the Mandalorian, and of course, Boba Fett. I like the way this helmet looks. You got the rangefinder right here. There is no articulation. It is sculpted in place. I do like the way it looks. Apologies for the bobblehead. She looks really good with the sort of markings on the helm. Looks really neat. One thing you may notice, she's a very slim figure, meaning she's very slender in design compared to, let's say, the Mandalorian, who's a much bulkier figure. So I use a different buck for this particular character, and she looks really good. The attention to detail and deco is really nice. This sort of brownish and gray. She has her pistol in one hand, hand. If you spin her around, she does have the iconic jetpack right there. Looks really, really good. As mentioned, she does have her gun in this side with a little bit of armaments, whatever this is, could be right here. It could be a weapon system that's attached to her forearm. Her boots, of course, her shoes are gray and black in color, and she looks really, really neat. Now, we're going to focus one part in a second, but I want to focus on the base first. She does have that really cool Star Wars base. This time they did it in black and white. I like it when they do that, when they have accent colors in place, so it makes the Star Wars logo really pop. It looks really, really good. But the most noticeable thing about the pop is this sort of shield effect here, this sort of translucent glow effect that's coming off her hand. It looks really neat. Funko's really nailed it when it comes to translucent effects or plastic parts. She looks really, really good. I'll kind of spin her around here at 360, then I'll put her back on my turntable so you can see what she looks like. There's no other markings on the top right here. It's just blue on the top. But it looks really, really good wearing the Mandalorian armor. There are signets on the shoulder pads, if you were curious. They're right there, and right there for her tribe, the Mandalorian tribe right there. Let's put her back on the turntable and go 360 so you can see what she looks like. I think they did a good job on this one. I think she looks much more different than, let's say, the Mandalorian or Boba Fett, using those two as a sort of stepping stone for where this character came from. Looks great. Great attention to detail and deco. Love the way she looks. The only thing I think may be a hindrance, which probably is a quality assurance problem, which I'll showcase it off to you guys in a second here, it looks to be the top. The top looks to be this weird faded look. I don't know if you can really see it. It's about right here. There looks to be some smudge here. This may be just, it might need to be just cleaned, or it could be a quality control problem. Apologies for the shadow right there, but that looks to be the problem. The only real big issue I have with this pop, all things considered, I think the Bo-Katan Kryze, or Bo-Katan as she's known as, is a very, very cool Funko Pop. I highly, highly recommend picking this pop up if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of Bo-Katan. And with that being said, let's go to final thoughts and wrap up this video. Alright guys, final thoughts on pop number 412, Bo-Katan Kryze. Should you buy this pop? I go back to this all the time. I talk about it in all my final thoughts. Are you a fan of Star Wars? Are you a fan of Bo-Katan? Are you a fan of Mandalorian or the Clone Wars cartoon? If you answered yes, checked any of those boxes, I absolutely recommend buying this pop. Price point I didn't mention at the beginning of the video. I think it was $12 US. It wasn't too expensive. Again, it is not a specialty pop. You don't have to go anywhere special to buy this pop. Most stores should handle this if they got Star Wars pops, but now it might be difficult to find it out in the wild, out in retail stores. You might have to go online to, let's say, your Amazon or eBay to pick something like this up. I love the attention to detail, the deco, the way she looks very, very slender, very thin body, has her jetpack, her pistol, the telltale Mandalorian helmet with the rangefinder sticking up, that awesome, awesome shield effect right there. I can only assume maybe it's a shield or it's maybe a sound effect that she's projecting off her gauntlet. I'm only assuming what that means. Again, one thing I didn't touch base on is that you cannot detach her from the base. The newer Star Wars figure pops, you can't remove them from the base. They are locked in position. The older pops in the older waves of Star Wars, you can remove them from the base. If you did, you would break the seal, break the glue. So I do not recommend doing this, but all things considered, definitely it's a buy in my personal opinion. I love that Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica fame is playing Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian show. With that being said, I hope you do enjoy this content. Remember to give it a like at the bottom of the page. Click that subscribe button. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified of my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, you can click windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video. And bye-bye.